The Senate has until midnight to avert a government shutdown or risk further disruption to the federal workforce and government services millions of Americans rely upon.
Karen Caifa is in Washington and joins us live with the latest. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Alex and Courtney, we're still waiting on precise timing of that vote on the Senate floor, but government shutdowns aren't only disruptive for government employees, some of them who have to work without a paycheck until the shutdown is over. They're also really disruptive for millions of Americans who rely on those government workers for help with everything from student loans to safer air travel. That's why some Senate Democrats have said they're voting for the Republican bill.
Down to the wire Friday, the Senate up against a midnight deadline to fund the federal government. The odds of a shutdown tamped down on Thursday when Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said he'd vote in favor of a House Republican-backed bill that extends government funding through September.
I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option.
That drew the ire of some House Democrats who put up an almost completely united front on the bill.
We find ourselves in the midst of a hostile administration that is taking a wrecking ball to essential government services that are essential to people's lives. People will be poorer, sicker, and hungrier, and we have to do everything to stop that.
Senate Democrats planning to vote no said the party needs to counter President Donald Trump's policies and plans.
If we stand up to him at this moment, it gives us a lot of leverage going forward from this point to get the objectives that we have. The Republican plan is about families lose and billionaires win.
The impact of a government shutdown is different every time, and it was unclear how federal agencies would function during a shutdown. Some have already seen their workforces cut by the administration's Department of Government Efficiency. Previous shutdowns saw national parks and museums closed and fewer TSA personnel on the job, among other disruptions.
And another reason a handful of Senate Democrats say they will vote in favor of that bill to keep the government open. They say they don't want to see further disruption to the economy, which has already seen a rocky week among tariff and trade war talk. Alex and Courtney.
A rocky week indeed. Karen, there's been a number of economic headlines, of course, that show American consumers are anxious about where things are headed. Now, does talk about a government shutdown typically have an impact on that consumer confidence?
Not immediately. And in certain pockets, like here in the Washington, D.C. area, obviously it's a topic of conversation when you have so many government workers who are going without paychecks. And in this case, the impact would be even more drastic because of the number of employees that have been laid off because of those cuts made by the Department of Government Efficiency. What really drags on the economy is if the shutdown goes on for an extended period of time, because what it does is reflect to the markets and also the world that American government is not functioning the way that it's supposed to. And that's when other countries start to get less confident about the United States of America. You see the markets get a little bit wonky, and also consumers start to get a little less confident about what is going to happen moving forward when the government reopens. Also, you have a number of consumers who will be hesitant to spend money because they may worry about the benefits that come to them. During typical shutdowns, Social Security payments are paid out, veterans benefits are paid out, Medicare and Medicaid payments are made. It's other services around them that are often among those that are cut. But it doesn't do much to instill consumer confidence to see the government shut down like we saw it most recently 5 years ago, Alex.
All right, thanks, Karen.